Now, as you saw in Avery's piece, safety along railroads is very important, but did you know that more than 70% of accidents involving ATVs happen along Louisiana roadways? And to just talk more about those incidents along the highways is Sergeant Mark Smith with Louisiana State Police. Sergeant Smith, a lot of folks don't understand how important it is that ATVs are not allowed on Louisiana roadways. Tell folks some of the statistics that you have regarding kids, ATVs, and Louisiana highways.
Well, unfortunately, so far this year, we've had a total of 6 fatalities along Louisiana highways due to ATV accidents, and that's far too high of a statistic considering these vehicles shouldn't be anywhere around Louisiana highways to start with.
Now, I know that there is an exception when it comes to farming community, and since a lot of farmers watch our program, kind of flesh out what those rules are concerning ATVs along the farm borders of a farming operation.
Well, the state law specifically states that you're not allowed to ride an ATV on a highway in any kind of fashion, regardless of its use, but you're also not allowed to ride alongside of a highway on the shoulders unless it's for a legitimate farming purpose, and that has to be within a 5-mile radius of the farming operation.
How many accidents do you guys have to work along highways involving children? We just saw a story that I had done with a family whose child was injured along in a sugarcane field. Tell folks about how many injuries that you guys actually work a year involving children in ATVs.
Well, tragically, when we have an injury crash or we have a fatality crash involving an ATV, it's always going to be somebody that's either a young adult or teenager, because they're the ones that are predominantly out there riding these ATVs around the highways when they shouldn't be.
Sergeant Smith, a lot of people don't realize that these are not toys, and that they're thinking that you can just give the keys to a child and have them ride an ATV. What kind of safety courses are available through Louisiana State Police that folks can get more education about ATVs?
Well, we do have some programs where we'll come into the schools and teach school-age children some of the safety tips on operating an ATV properly. There's also a lot of resources on the internet. There's a couple of government-sponsored programs that you can access that'll teach safety tips about properly operating ATVs off-road, because they are powerful machines, they are dangerous, and they have to be treated with respect just like a regular motor vehicle or a motorcycle would be. And definitely don't get it out on the highways. They're not designed to be used on roadways, and once you get it on a concrete surface, you actually have a lot less control over that ATV versus out on a rural area.
Now, I'm out on the road every week, and I see kids riding these huge machines. How important is it to make sure that your child is on the age-appropriate machine while they're out there on these machines?
Well, it's always good to check with the manufacturer. Most manufacturers recommend being at least 16 years or older to operate an ATV. Unfortunately, there's no specific law in the state that limits the use of by age, but if they're going to get on it, they need to be on one that's size and age appropriate, and they need to check with the manufacturer to make sure they're not getting on something that's a lot more than what they can handle.
Sergeant Smith, is there a website that folks can go to and use as a resource for ATVs and ATV safety?
Yes, people can go to atvsafety.gov, and on that website is a wealth of information about how to safely operate an ATV off-road, as well as other safety tips and the laws in each of the 50 states on what is required and what is proper for use of these ATVs in that particular area.
Thank you very much. He is Sergeant Mark Smith with Louisiana State Police, and we'll also have some great information about ATVs and ATV safety on our website at twilighttv.org.